All right, so today we're going to do a call, and it is called Dive into Listings. And I gave a warning in my actual email invite that this call was going to be different. In about a week and a half, I'm going to do a really cool call called You Talk Too Much. And it's going to be about the minimum amount of scripts and dialogues that you would have to learn to do the maximum amount of business. This one is not like that. This one is just going to dive into some of the tools that we've been using, my personal tools, the seller sites, the home valuations, the city guides, and Brivity at a deep level. This call is meant for customers, people that have the product that need to learn to use it at a higher level, and it's built for people that have interest in generating seller leads or using a system like this. So if you're interested in learning how to generate some listing leads and how we convert this business and manage it, stay on the call. If you're interested in our products, stay on the call. If you're not interested in any of those things, hang up. Somebody probably has a different call going on for lower achievers. Today's going to be a little slower. We're just going to walk through some of the products because what I'm seeing is that people aren't using these things to their full potential. So we'll start off, as always, by letting you know this is a Ben Kinney production. It's not sponsored by anybody. It's not endorsed by any specific real estate company. So whatever I say, I can't get in trouble for, if you know what I'm saying. And if you want to throw me out some chatter on the Twitter, hit me up at Ben Kinney, and I'll follow you back. I promise. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Brivity. I'm going to talk about using it at a high level. It's a $40 tool that will change your world, or it's like my gym membership, which is also $40, which hasn't changed crap in my life because I don't go there, if you know what I'm saying. You guys get that on the call? Type it in the chat box if you understand what I mean. Yeah. Jeff said get to the gym. That's what I'm saying. All right. Okay, we're going to have fun today. We're going to talk about valuation sites. This is going to be cool because we're going to dive into how do you get people there, and then how do you set them up, and how do you convert them. Then we're going to talk about seller sites, but only for a minute. And then we're going to talk about city guides and vendor advertising. And we're going to be answering a lot of your questions along the way. So I'm getting you guys all kind of jazzed up to be using the chat box because I want you to be chiming in and asking questions. And my staff will respond back to you really quick and answer questions. Or I'll read them at the same time, and I'll try to build it into what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Bada bing. Ready to do this? Okay. Party on. So Brivity. Brivity. See, Brivity's vision, it was designed to manage all aspects of an agent's business. It was designed to market your listings and your business. It was designed to communicate at the highest level possible to both your clients and your staff. So what we say at Brivity is we manage, we market, and we communicate. But in reality, what we were doing is we were trying to solve some problems. The problems that I had was that I would take a listing and that sometimes something would get forgotten. We wouldn't get the flyers out on time. We wouldn't get the sign installed on time. The lockbox code wouldn't be put in. There's always something that falls through the cracks when you do a lot of business. If you're on the call right now and you're busy, type that in because you understand what I'm talking about, right? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to ensure that every client that I worked with got the same level of service. Now, I kind of built my business. You guys may or may not know this, but I wasn't really the tech guy to get started. I was actually the canceled expired guy. The whole team would call canceled expires, and we'd go out on appointments. And what I realized when I was talking to canceled expires is the number one complaint that consumers had about real estate agents is what? Bueller? Yeah, we suck at communication. Yeah, and we don't follow up. That's what I'm saying. So we wanted to create a tool that, one, kept our business organized and everything got done. Every client got treated the same. Everybody got a maiden service. And then second, that we communicated everything we did so people would be happy. Now, what happened when we started doing that is a lot of byproducts emerged. We realized that we could get rid of the 17 different places that my team had to log into. I mean, we had 15 top producer accounts. We canceled them. They're gone. We had virtual tour softwares. You don't need them. We had show and feedback softwares. We had single property websites. We had Google Docs. We had paper checklists. We had all these different systems. We had multiple places to enter the same amount of information, and we were able to get rid of it. So how and why do we use Brivity? Well, how we use it, number one, is we use it on every listing presentation. So when I go out on a listing presentation, bear with me, I'm going to say, before we get started, I just want to explain how we're a little bit different. There are three things that make our team the superior choice for getting property sold in this area. Number one is our track record. How much we've sold in this specific area. Number two is that we work as a team, and for the same amount of money, you get a team of people instead of an individual agent. But the thing that really sets us apart, and the thing that you're really going to be impressed by, is our communication. And we actually have a communication tool built where you can log in 24 hours a day and see everything that we've done so far to get your property sold. I'm talking about all the tasks we've completed, all the places that it's marketed, all the show and feedback, all the notes, marketing pages. You'll be able to see everything. See, what we want in the real estate transaction is transparency. We want to be 100% transparent so you know what you're paying for and why we're charging this commission. And at the end of the deal, we want a high five, and we want you to know that it was a good deal, that you got a great deal. Now, the second thing that we do is we manage every listing and every pending in the system. So every time we take a listing, it's in Brivity. Every time we take a pending, it's in Brivity. Now, some of you have a lot of listings already. What's hard is getting started. So what you might want to do is just start every new listing that you get, run it through the system, and start catching up over time. That's what we had to do. We used Brivity to eliminate expenses because for one monthly fee, not that I have to pay for it because I built it, right? But for one fee, we could just have one login. We could get rid of the top producers, the other software. And the next thing is we wanted to be efficient in staffing. So remember, we say that our team manages anywhere from 600 to 1,000 listings in a year, I guess, and anywhere from 800 to 1,000 pendings in a year. And we do that with 2 people and 1 virtual assistant from my out desk. That's it. But most teams you'll see will have 3, 4, or 5 times that staff to do the level of production that we do. But John Maxwell says that systems make the ordinary extraordinary, and that's one of the benefits of this tool. It takes, I'm not saying your staff is ordinary, but it gives them the ability to be absolutely extraordinary. Number 5, we wanted to eliminate multiple data entry points and the use of multiple systems. It confused our admin and our agents and our staff and our customers. They get one email from Tour Factory and one from the Zillow reports and one from all these other things. It was just confusing. Number 6, we wanted to eliminate, I think I spelled eliminate wrong. Did anybody check on that for me real quick on the call? Hello? Did I spell that wrong? Eliminate mistakes. That's correct. Oh, good. Thanks. So eliminate mistakes. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I just want to know that everything's done right. My clients are treated good. I wanted to increase communication and hold my staff and my agents accountable to communicating. And I wanted to increase client satisfaction. That's it. That's why we did it. So here's how it works. The Brivity system is meant to manage, number 1, your staff. Number 2, listings. 3, your buyers or your pending transactions. It's meant to market yourself and your listings, and it's meant to communicate with your team members or your staff or even your outside team members, your inspectors or your appraisers or mortgage, etc. And it's meant to communicate with your sellers during the listing process and buyers during the pending process. Pretty simple, right? Boom. Okay. So what it started with fundamentally was it was a task management system. It would be a list of tasks that had to get done today. We got to feature this property on Craigslist. We got to review the commission disbursement for accuracy. We got to email agent notes and timelines. We got to check on the status of the pending, follow up with escrow, create a grain sheet. There's the 180 tasks that go on in every single transaction has to get done. So when you log into Brivity, the first screen that you see is your task management screen. This will be a list of everything that needs to get done today. Additionally, you can click on the upcoming button and you can see all the things that have to get done tomorrow on or in the future, and you can see anything that is in the overdue box. And that's where you get to throw your finger up in the air and shake it at your staff and say, hey, why is this stuff not done? Additionally, you can see everything that's completed. But I want to stick on the tasks that are getting done today. So I go and I see the task needs to get done. I see for what property it's assigned to. I see which member of my staff has to get it done. That's where the little pictures are. And I see the date that this task needs to be complete. After that, what you see is a little eyeball and a little Ghostbuster sign. I don't know what else to call that. Anybody know what that's called? The Ghostbuster sign? That just means, do we share it with the client or not? Some things we just don't share with the client. I should probably have Jeline, my amazing admin, review that list and add some things that we actually share with the client, because I see a bunch of things here that we should probably show them. But these will be the things that when it's completed, the seller will get notified. So I go and I check the box like featured listing on Craigslist. It'll get added up into an email that gets sent out to our clients. And the clients the email just basically says, hey, congratulations. This has been Kenny here, by the way. And I'm just calling to let you know that here's the 17 things that we did to get your property sold today. In addition to that, here's all the different places that we're currently advertising the property. And if there's any showing feedback, this is all the showing feedback that we have so far. Now, this email gets opened by every one of our sellers all the time. Now, the next thing that the sellers get is in this email is they get a link going back to Brivity with their own customized page. Not every seller clicks on the link, and some of them might not do it all the time. When they go to this page, they can see everything that's been done by our team so far, not just the things that were done this week or today. Now, the task management system allows us to go on and add a task right away. And I can assign a task to a property like deliver flyers tomorrow. I could assign a task for the further out, like host an open house or do a broker's open, etc. Or I can assign a task to a person. Like, let's say I'm working on Sunday and I need Jolene to have something ready for me Monday. I can just send a task to her, pick the date that it needs to get done, and if I want it recurring, then I can pick who on my staff needs to do it, and done. Or I can assign a task to a lead or to a person, like call this past client 60 days after the property closes and hit create. And then it just automatically gets added up to that person's task list. When you log into Brivity, you can filter by yourself, or you can see anything that an individual agent or an individual staff member needs to get done that day. Now, along with the management, you can quickly add a listing. What we didn't like about Top Producer and about Salesforce was just how complicated it was. I mean, you look at it and it feels like an HB2 financial calculator, and you just didn't know where to click. And what happened is it was just so complicated we wouldn't use it. So what we did is we just made it simple. On Brivity, all you do is you click the plus button. You click the plus button when you want to add a listing. You put the listing title in there, the listing address, expiration date, postal code, add an action plan, bam! You have a brand new listing in Brivity. It's that easy. I could train a squirrel to do it if you wanted. Okay. That's how the management of Brivity works. It organizes everything in your business that needs to be done if it was a pending, a listing for an individual lead or a person in your database, or something that your staff needs to do for you personally. Brivity additionally manages your staff really well because it allows you to, number one, see what they've done today. It allows you to see what they have to do today. It allows you to manage their production to see how well they're working and how fast they're working. What I like about it is that if my staff didn't show up tomorrow, all of these tasks are organized into the system so somebody could take right over. Not to say this in a rude way or nothing, but it makes your staff replaceable. Because if they left tomorrow, all the tasks for the next weeks are already scheduled and anything new you know about. It protects your business. It also makes great if you have staff members that are looking to advance in their business and their career. They create systems for you. They train the person to use Brivity, and then they move on to the next role with your company. you'll see that agents from all over the nation fly into Bellingham, many of which paying $5,000 to $10,000 to charity to spend a day. And the most valuable thing that they get out of this isn't hanging out with me, unfortunately. I do take them shooting, though. It's actually seeing how our staff use our systems. Now, what I like to do is I just log into Brivity every day as the Rainmaker. And I'm logging in, I'm just saying, hey, what's my staff got done today? Who's working, who's not? How much stuff is overdue? How much stuff is due today? So I actually took this screenshot this morning. So we have 61 overdues, which pretty much always happens because sometimes things fall on the weekends. So we're back into Monday. They'll get the overdues cleaned up today. They have 544 individual tasks that need to get done today by 3 people. That's a lot, by the way. And they have 1,700 upcoming things they need to start chipping away at. This is how I know that everything's getting done, that I'm not just paying for somebody to spend most of their life on the Facebooks. You guys know what I'm saying? How many of you on the call have ever had a staff member that spent more time on the social medias than the actual working for you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, systems and management. Okay, what it allows you to do is it allows you to create action plans. So under the action plans, you can create action plans for different types of properties like residentials, commercial properties, luxury, condos, anything you want. You can create action plans based on property statuses like pendings, solds, expireds, canceleds, buyer pendings, seller pendings. You customize the action plans. You go into the action plans and you say what needs to get done, what day it needs to get done, and who in your organization needs to do it. So then when you take a brand new listing, all I do is click select residential action plan, and boom, there you go. It's actually just set up with those 80 different things we do when we take a residential listing. Then once the property goes pending, I add the pending box, and boom, there we go. It goes sent right into the pending list of the 50 things we do when a property goes pending. You can create custom property types. So instead of just advertising, or instead of just having adding residential listings, if you do condominiums or vacant land or REOs or short sales or luxuries or waterfronts, anytime you're going to do something different for those properties, you're going to have a different property type in the system. If you treat every one of your listings identical, you don't have to worry about it. Now, you create custom advertising plans. So bear with me here. What I want you guys to know about on this is what I do is I like to take all the competition, everybody in my market who might be thinking about or who I might be competing against, you know, the RE/MAX, the Century 21s, the Coldwell Bankers, all that sort of stuff. And since they get their data from the MLSs, I show the listings that I take on their website to my customers. So they don't think that they need to cancel their listing and go list with another local brokerage just because they have, or they like using johnlscott.com or windermere.com or whatever it is. You can easily do that by finding your listing on those competitors' websites, and we built a tool that automatically finds it for you. It's pretty slick. So advertising plans are entirely custom. So I have one for residential, one for business opportunities, one for luxury, one for commercial, etc. Now, showing feedback and client feedback is, here's what you do. You go in there, every time you have a showing, you add a showing to the system. You put the agent's name, their feedback, whether they liked the property, didn't like it, and who you're going to share it with. Once you do that, it gets emailed out to the client right away, so they always know that they had a showing, and they always know what the feedback is. In addition to that, after the email, it's also saved right on their custom Brivity page, which has their timeline that they had a showing, all the tasks that are completed, all the showings that are completed, all the notes, all the photos, etc. Now, the listing marketing system was something that we added to Brivity that I think should be a big help for you guys. What we did is we assumed that you already had to upload photos and photographs into different sites. And since you were doing that on Brivity anyway, we might as well just create a virtual tour for you and a single property website. In addition to that, we have the listing marketing tool, which allows you to promote your listings in all these different places. Now, the virtual tour and single property websites are clean. Huge photographs, lots of them, unlimited information you want to add about it. They can calculate a mortgage. They can request a showing, look at the property details, contact you. All the leads on Brivity go directly to the listing agent, etc. On the marketing tool, with one click, you're able to post your properties on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, Craigslist, and Active Rain. And we're working on some tools to generate even more leads off some of these tricky systems that are monkeying with us this year, which would be like Craigslist. And we'll release and talk about that later. But with one click, you can post it as often as you want. Once you've clicked it, it goes grayed out. And you tell in your marketing settings how often you want that property to be reposted. So you can click it right to Facebook, and I do it every 31 days because I don't want to bother my friends and family with that. Twitter every 7 days because nobody listens to me on Twitter anyway, if you guys know what I mean. Pinterest every 31 days. You just don't need to repost things on Pinterest all the time. Google+, Craigslist every 3 days. It's actually 2 days on our team in Active Rain. We just write different posts about it often. You can post it on your business pages, on business pages of Google+, business pages on Facebook, etc. Super, super easy. So what we did is we didn't want to bother our sphere with marketing all of our listings, so we created a separate Twitter page just for our listings and just for our business. So I created the Ben Kinney team, so Twitter's at Ben Kinney team, and on there we just post all of our listings nonstop. This allows me to keep my Twitter feed that I personally communicate with people not full with a ton of listing posts. We did the same thing on Pinterest, so we created a Pinterest business page, and then we organized the listings that we have into different buckets. So we have just regular Ben Kinney listings, we have waterfront listings, we have the new constructions, we have land listings, and business listings. And when you click on one of those Pinterest boards, you'll see a whole list of the different properties that you currently have for sale. It's nice to see that you'll see people on there actually posting, hey, this is my home, I bought it, as you can see, Viola. Finally mine, I get the keys either Wednesday or Thursday. Pretty cool, huh? Now, last thing we do is we just created an easy way for you to create blog posts. So right away you can go and click one button and add your listing onto Active Rain or onto a WordPress blog. Pretty easy. And if you guys have ideas for other places you would like to do this, let us know. We'll see what other tools we could add to the marketing tool like Kijiji. And if you guys sign up for Brivity at some point, you guys get all my action plans and all my checklists. So last couple things that it does is it manages your people database. So you put all your past clients, your colleagues, your sphere, your people in there. You're able to add action plans. So this is our Sphere and Gear program. This is how we generate business, massive referrals from our friends and family, and it's really simple. We call everybody once a month. We email everybody twice a month. We mail everybody once a month. We do a social media touch once a month. We visit them 3 times a year. We put them in the Lowe's Realtor Benefits Plan. We make sure we complete the profile in Brivity, and we put them in Happy Grasshopper to communicate with them. This is the plan in place that we use to generate hundreds and hundreds of referrals that actually close every single year. This is bada boom, bada bang. Now, inside the people profiles, you can customize their profiles to add photos. You can link right out to their social sites like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, etc. That's how you know what's going on with them. You can assign tasks directly to users or notes, properties, and details. You can add mail-in addresses. So this summer, by the time we're done with Brivity 2.0, we'll be able to print mailing lists from Brivity, mass email the entire group, individually call them from the system. All those things are being built in so you can get rid of all the other tools. You can easily update contact information, add notes about them. Don't call them after 5 p.m. because they're wasted. You can call them monthly and add a script into the system so when you get the task to call them, it can pop up for your team exactly what to say to those people. You can mail them monthly, and what you do is you just save the message in there. If you want your team to write handwritten notes, just write the script that you want them to put in the note right into the notes section of the task. Email them, same thing. Put all the information in there so your team knows exactly what to say, your staff knows exactly what to send out. Visit them quarterly. You can schedule those visits or those coffee calls or those pop buys that you want to do, and touch them on social media. The nice thing is that Brivity links directly to their social media profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, etc. And then add them into any of the additional services you use, Happy Grasshopper, Lowe's Realtor Benefit Plans, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's Brivity as a whole, and I'm sorry that took so long, but I wanted to walk you guys through how we use the system and how important to our lives is. I hope that wasn't too painful for you guys. On the call, you still with me? Hello, 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 hello. Get it? Get it? Type in there. I need a wake-up call. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Whew. Holy crap. We gotta rock. We gotta rock and roll. Send fish. You guys are funny. Okay. By the way, Brivity's $40. The reason that some people get Brivity and it doesn't work for them is because they don't take the time to put in their first listing and put in their first pending, and they don't actually use the tool. You'll be amazed at how much client feedback, how much support, how many more listings you'll get by using this tool in your listing presentations and talking to people. Okay. I want to talk about listing leads valuation sites. So we're going to be talking about Brivity valuation sites, how it works, and how to use it. And I'm going to share something with you guys. It blew me away last week what happened. You guys are going to die. Okay. Brivity Valuations, located at brivityvaluations.com. Here's how it works. The Brivity Valuation vision is that we want to be the leader in listing lead generation. We want to generate nurtures, so not just come list me calls, but a pipeline of people that would be interested in selling their home this month, next month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Fill your pipeline so your business just keeps growing over time. Does that make sense, peoples? If you have the Relaunch Valuation product, you'll automatically be upgraded to this product. Thank you. Okay. So here's what you do to set it up. You go to brivityvaluations.com and sign up, or you click integrations inside Brivity and launch it right from your Brivity platform. You pick a domain or domains so you can launch multiple valuation sites. So if you wanted to do one for downtown Austin and you wanted to do one for Lakeland Hills or Barton Hills or wherever you wanted to be, you could do that. You design it and pick a design. So you select the background image yourself or you upload your own one. Cool, huh? You modify all the content yourself. You can change the message. You can make one for short sales, one for regular. And you select the integrations. Do I want to integrate with all these different softwares that we have? Cool, huh? You can use your own domain name, or you can just order one on the side, I think. I don't really know. And then you make money, 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 make money, 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 money. That's what it does. So how do they actually work when you use them? Now, this is important. I want you guys to understand the difference between these. Is when you go to this website to see what your home is worth. This is one of my rock star agents, Mr. Brandon Nelson. This is his valuation site. When you go there and you type in an address, what we've done on Brivity Valuations is we've linked up with huge, massive address databases. So as you start typing 2211, it starts pulling all the addresses in your city around that. What that means is you end up getting less fake addresses typed into the system. Once you get the address typed in, they hit the submit button. Once the user hits the submit button, boom! Everybody say boom! You're emailed that you just got a lead. That person just searched for an address. Now, we don't know anything else about that person. All we know right now is that they've typed in that address. No other that I know of, I could be wrong, home valuation product gives you address-only leads. The reason that this is important is because a lot of people don't fill out the contact form. You know, you still get plenty of leads, but there's plenty of just address-only searches. And those address-only searches are like candy. They're good. They're like crack cocaine. You get addicted to them because they give you listings. And I'll talk about how you convert those. So right away you get emailed that, hey, you got an address-only lead. And then the user gets to this next screen. And on this next screen, here's the old way that it looked, and I'll show you the new way that it looks now. Boom! They get this beautiful screen with a map location of where it's at, where their home's at. We auto pull in information about their property, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, etc., and they put in their information. If they hit submit, then you're going to get an additional lead that shows you all that person's information, how to contact them, what Zillow says their home is worth, etc. And we're working on a product to give you all of their contact information, even if they don't give it to you. But we can't talk about that yet. But that's coming soon to a valuation site near you. Okay. After that, they're sent to the end page. Now this is the old end page, and I'll show you what the new end page looks like. Much better, much sexier. So it says that this is your valuation results. We give them a minimum and a maximum and kind of where the average is. We estimate that your property would sell today for $273,000 to $301,000. The property was last sold in 2006 for $339,000. Ouch. Okay, and then it has contact the agent right there, and you can link them right out to your seller site or right out to your city guide or right out to your buyer site, etc. At this point, if they've got to this far, they've given you contact information, an email, a phone number, all that sort of stuff. Now, how do you get people there? See, that was the hard part, and one of the reasons we're doing the call today was because a lot of people didn't really know how to generate their own traffic to Brivity Valuations. Now, if you want, we can recommend some people that can do pay-per-click or Facebook ads for you if you just want to generate a ton of leads right away and you don't want to set up your own, or you could set it up yourselves. But let's talk about a couple things that I'd recommend doing, the 5 ways that you should be getting valuation leads today. Okay, circle prospecting. So you got Mojo set up on your team and you guys are calling around neighborhoods. What I want you to do is I want you to set up the voicemail on Mojo so it just leaves a message. And I just want you to just come up with some little script that you can use on the voicemail that says, hey, this has been Kenny with XYZ Realty. I'm just calling to let you know that your home may be worth way more than you think. If you've thought about selling or you're at least curious about selling, visit my website, submitmyhome.com, just to see what your home is worth. If you'd like to contact me, call me directly on my cell phone, which is 555-1212-1212. You guys know what I'm saying? Okay. The second thing is do emails. So what I did, and I want you guys all to pay attention. Are you guys paying attention right now? Listen to me. Type in if you're listening to me right now, please. Hello? Type it in. This is important. This is so stupid. You guys ever do something that was really stupid that turned out to be really good? See, what I do all the time is I think of these ideas, and if I had any brains at all, I would have already thought of it because it's not rocket science, right? Stupid is as stupid does. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Okay, here's what I did. I exported all of my leads from my buyer website, you know, the ones that registered on my market leader, benkinney.net site and my Boomtown Home for Investment.com site. I exported them all out and I put them into MailChimp. And all I did is I sent this email. I can't believe it's already summer. If you've been thinking about selling your home, it might be worth way more than you think. Check the price here. I sent it out to a lot, 28,000 people, but that's how many buyer leads we had in the system. We generated over 1,000 valuation leads last week alone from that one email. And you know what my aha was? Is I had all these buyers that were looking for properties, and I hadn't stopped to say, hey, do you have a property you'd like to sell? What kind of an idiot forgets that buyers are also sellers? You know what I mean? Anybody on the call just like smacking your face right now saying, holy crap? Hello? Hello? Anybody? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Well, my friend Sue Adler took an email and she sent it out to her past clients, her database. And what she got on that email was she got about 150 leads just from her past clients. And Sue doesn't have a lot of past clients. I mean, she's a mega agent, but she sells 100 homes a year worth $1 million. I mean, she's a $100 million producer, but you know, she probably has 800 or 1,000 past clients. Massive amount of leads. And then what we do is we take the same kind of message in a postcard or in a newsletter, and we send out the same thing. Would you like to know what your home or your condo is worth? You might be surprised. Your home is worth more than you think. Here's what the recent sales are. And then we're driving people back to a valuation site. And this is why the address-only leads are so important, because a certain amount of these farming people are just going to go in there and type in an address, and they're not going to fill out the rest of the thing, because they'll be like, aha, I see what's going on. This real estate agent is just trying to capture my information, but they don't realize it's too late. Bam, I already got their address. They're stuck. They're going to see me peeking through their window tomorrow, bathroom style. You guys get it? Now, the next way you're going to get people there is pay per click. Not pay per click, pay per click. When somebody types in Bellingham home prices, Bellingham home values, Bellingham home appraisers, all that sort of stuff, we'll have a link right back to one of our home valuation pages. Pay per click. All you got to do is select the keywords that you think a potential seller might type into the search engines. And then lastly, social media. Running ads on Facebook, the same sort of thing. Hey, your home might be worth more than you might think. Put that as a sponsored ad in their feed or as a side ad on the side. Boom! Leads coming in like crazy. Like this, it'll be nuts. Those are the only 5 things that you guys need to do. That's all you guys need to do. That's all. Okay. Home valuation leads. What happens? Somebody registers on the site. They do an address-only search. Here's what I want you to do. You go into your MLS. You search that address, see if it's an active listing, an expired, a canceled, or a sold. If you don't find it in there, I want you to Google the address, see what you can figure out. Figure out who the owners of the property are and what location they are, and see if it's in your farm area. See if it's in one of your past clients. See if it's in your database in some way. If it's not in your database and all you have is an address for them, what I want you to do is generate a CMA. We use Cloud CMA, and Brivity Valuations integrates with Cloud CMA, and just go drop a CMA off at their house. And here's what it's going to sound like. Hey, I saw that you're registered on my home valuation website, and for some reason my website only sent me your address. It didn't give me the rest of your contact information. So what I wanted to do is deliver to you a custom property evaluation, which will be plus or minus a certain amount of money. You know, you can't make an accurate evaluation until you see the inside of your property, and deliver it. That's easy. What Tim Heil does, you know, Tim Heil's 4th year in the business, did $1.5 million in commission. He takes all the address-only leads every week and divides them between his agents, and each one of the agents have to go knock on those doors by the following Monday. That's cool, huh? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to nurture them. If we have their phone number because they register, we're going to do a quick phone call. And I'm going to reach out and see my friend Brian. Brian's on the line here. Brian, can you hear me? Brian, are you there? So I'm going to call out to my cousin Brian. I'm going to say, hey, Brian, thank you so much for registering on my home valuation website. And I just want to give you a quick call and see if I could spend some time giving you a more accurate estimation of what your home is worth. And Brian might be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not interested in selling right now. And I say, great, Brian, I don't want to inconvenience you. I don't want to interrupt you. Just let me ask you one question. Brian, if you were going to sell a property, when would you sell it? Would that be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years? And Brian's going to say something like 3 years or 5 years. And I'll say, all right, here's the deal. I understand that you're not going to sell your home for 3 to 5 years. I'm not going to bother you, but let me ask you one more question. Is there a price that you would sell your home for now if you could get it, or a price that you would sell your home for sooner if you could get that price? And then he comes up with a price, and normally he'll say, hey, Ben, could you get me that price? And I'll say, I don't know. I haven't been inside your home. Would it be okay if I came over to your place and gave you a more accurate estimate? And then if nothing else, what you do is you add them to the would sell list. This is a list of people that would sell if you had a buyer, and when your inventory gets really tight in your market, that's what you do. You go down and you work your would sell list. Tim Heil calls that nurtures, so he has a whole nurture list. What you're trying to do is generate a pipeline of business that's going to list now or list later that you could work through. You just got to be able to jot down the information of what what the features of the property are, where it's located, etc. Luckily, Brivity Valuations gives you that information, size, square footage, all that sort of stuff. Okay. And then after you're done nurture them, you list them. If you can't make any contact with them, what we do is we put them on an 8x8, which is just one touch a week for 8 weeks, combination of handwritten note cards, mailers, and like letters, that sort of stuff. And we'll even go knock on their door. Just try to get 8 touches in 8 weeks. Okay. The scripts that I just went through, that's what you need to do. Don't be afraid that they're going to say, hey, we're not really interested in listing right now. They're talking to you right now. That's what you want. You just acknowledge it. Don't be pushy. Just say, great, great. If you were going to sell, when would that be? 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Just get them thinking. You might be surprised how many people pick up the phone and call you tomorrow, next week, next month, and 3 months and say, hey, in the while back you asked us, and to be honest, we weren't ready, but we started thinking about it. And if we could get a different house, we get a different house. Could you sell it? You guys get what I'm saying? Are these scripts helping you? Are you on the call still? Hello? Hello? Yeah. Heck yes. All right. Okay. Seller sites. I'm going to go through this fast, super fly. Seller sites. What I call them are the come list me websites. The seller sites are meant to be the last stop sellers make before they make a decision to list with you. Which means the people that go to your seller site, this is the benkinney.com, right? This is the sellerschallenge.com. This is where people go. What happens is they go there because they're researching if they're going to work with you or not. This is the one you're going to link to from your LinkedIn profiles, from your Twitter accounts, from all those other sort of things. You want people going there that are going to research you. And to be honest, this is awesome because what happens is you get all photoshopped and you look as good as I do in this picture, which looks nothing like me. Actually, a guy stopped me in the elevator the other day and he said, hey, are you Ben Kinney? I said, yeah. Have we met? And he said, no, I saw your picture. I said, what? I look like my picture? And he said, yeah. Made my whole day. You guys get it? Okay. So how do seller sites, how do they work? What you do on your seller site is you have how to sell your home. You have videos about it. You have content about it. You have download a seller's guide or a seller's marketing plan. You can talk about any guarantees you have. I like the guaranteed sold one that says, if I can't sell your home, I'll sell your home for free or I'll give you $1,000. I don't really like the I'll buy it thing. It's just kind of cheesy. It's not my style. You have a link to the valuation site, information about short sales if they're still going on in your market. You might switch the short sale one out for a luxury marketing plan, right? And then you have a little bit of information about you, like I do, where it says nice guy. And if you guys know me on the call, you guys know that I am, in fact, a nice guy. Okay. How do you get people to your seller site? This is where you're going to put on your email signature below every email you sent. So if you're interested in selling your home or curious about selling your home, research why I'm the best choice for you and put a link to your seller site. You're going to tell your sphere about it. Hey, anytime you run into somebody that's curious about selling your home, have them research me. Have them go to benkinney.com or sellerschallenge.com and check it out. You're going to be working through emails, emailing people to say, hey, meet with me specifically, and mailing them pay-per-click, social media, and mass media. I just want to show you the difference, though. The sphere script is kind of what I just went through. And I might go through and I might say, John, Melton, John, I got a problem. You're a smart guy, you're a business guy, and I knew that you might be the guy that I could call and I could reach out and help. I have a couple of families right now that are looking to move into the Bellingham area, and here's the deal. There's no homes available. They can't find anything, and they're hoping to be in town, moved in before school starts. And I'm going to ask for your favor, and I don't do this often, but I just need a favor. Who do you know that I should know that might be interested in selling a property so that I could help connect some of these families before school gets started? You guys get it? That's an easy script. It's not cheesy. It's not salesy. You're honestly asking for help. In most of our markets, by the way, most of our real estate markets, we're low on inventory. If you have low inventory and you're on the call right now, answer it. Answer me. Type into the chat box, please. Yeah, we got low. We got yes. See what I mean? That's a script you got to use. Okay, mail marketing. So mail marketing is going to be about you specifically. So your home is worth what? That's one thing we send out to people. So this is where you're making yourself the expert. Remember, on the home valuation leads, it had nothing to do with you. It was about going here to see what your home is worth. That's about taking a super cold person and moving them into a warm person where you have contact information. Seller sites are about taking those warm people and convincing them that you're the right person to work with. and you're branding yourself. So you see the difference on the ads. It has my picture, it has my information, it has letters from me, I'm talking about the market, etc. On pay-per-click, it's your home sold guaranteed. Hire Whatcom and Skagit County's top real estate agent, Ben Kinney. Visit sellerschallenge.com. Social media, Facebook, thinking about selling, interview one of my competitors before hiring me, get $500 off because we want you to know that nobody does more to market a home than me, blah, blah, blah. You guys get it? So these are all branded towards me and about me. They have my picture. When people click on these ads, I'm not taking them to the valuation site. I'm taking them to my seller site. And mass media might be things like radio or TV or movie theaters, that sort of stuff. And if you guys want to see some of the advertisements that I do on the radio, go to youtube.com/Mr. Ben Kinney. Not because I like being called Mr., but because some dirtbag took Ben Kinney on YouTube. So I lost it. So my staff will send out that link to my YouTube channel. There's some funny videos that I had done on Fiverr for $5. How many people on the call have an extra $5 they'd like to invest in an awesome video that would get them a listing? Hello, type that in. Yeah, Fiverr rocks. You're right, Don. You're right. Absolutely. Boom. Bada boom. Okay. Local expert city guide. Let's get into this. Let's talk about this. So here's an example of one of our city guides. This is kind of the previous design. They're getting better and different and more full-featured, but one of my homies down in Roseville has this. So what happened is in 2005, I woke up and I said, hey, I need some business. I'm a real estate agent. I ain't selling crap. I need to figure this out. So I thought about what's the first step in moving. When somebody was thinking about moving in my area or to my area, what would they want to do? Well, they would research first, they would dream, they'd plan, and then they would search finally for real estate. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a website that would facilitate the first three things: research, dream, and then plan. And then afterwards, I get them onto my search site, my buyer site. What I realized is that what people would search for before they moved to Bellingham, to the pig farming town of Bellingham, Washington, that they would want to eat, drink, sleep, work, fun, breed. They were looking for dates. They were looking for drinks. They were looking for snacks. They were looking for places to hike. They were looking for crime rates, neighborhood information. They're looking all sorts of stuff. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a website that would allow me to do that. And I did. I created livebellingham.com. And to this day, Live Bellingham gets between 5,000 and 10,000 unique free visitors every single month. And the way they come there is they come there not from just Bellingham real estate. They're coming from all sorts of other things. Now, there's this book written by Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson talks about the long tail, and the long tail is pretty simple. What the long tail is it says if you looked at the top 10 most searched real estate terms in your area, let's say Austin real estate, Austin homes for sale, Austin condos, those top 10 keywords, if you added up the total number of searches, that would result in about 20% of the available traffic, which means 80% of the available traffic is all the less common words, all the less common phrases. That's the difference between Bellingham real estate and the far down Lake Whatcom real estate or condos in this particular neighborhood or area. Now, I have this software on my website. This is a HitTail, and it said that my top 10 keywords were 19.6% of my search traffic, and my long tail keywords were 80% of my search traffic. But people used 51,642 different phrases to get to my website, which means if I would have only focused on the short tail, the most common searches, I would have missed out on 51,632 different searches. You know, the popular things that people typed in were restaurants and Washington or airport and things to do and Bellingham real estate, nightlife, and that sort of stuff. But it was all the long tail phrases, the things with more words, the more serious clients, the neighborhood information that I got most of my traffic, and I still do. These people continue to search for things like hiking in Bellingham or hotels in Bellingham or airports in Bellingham or apartments in Bellingham or investment properties, blah, blah, blah. And this is where we really started building our business. And from this, I had way more leads than I could physically handle. So what I did is I had to go hire buyer's agents to start working on them. And this is the new version of what the live sites look like. So this is liveeverett.com. And what you see is that we have information about what's their home worth. By the way, we link to the valuation sites. Best Northwest restaurants, it's on the site, it's information. Search for homes in the area. We link to our buyer site, our eEdge site, or our Boomtown or Real Geeks or whatever we're using. And then on the side has all this information about restaurants, arts and entertainment, employment, travel, lodging, all that sort of stuff. Now, how do the city guides work? Now, they're meant to be you're the local expert site, but you're not found that often. Everything leads back to you. You're funneling people down the funnel till they end up searching for real estate, seeing what their home is worth, looking for a relocation package, etc. But you're not front and center. It's meant to be a community site. If you want to make city guides work at a high level, now you can buy one, by the way. We have city guides, or you can make your own. That's what I did. It cost me $250,000 to make all my live sites. Right now I own live pretty much every city in the United States, about 1,000 domain names, every major city that I currently own. So look in your area, I probably own your city name. First thing you do is you customize and optimize the content. Then you add images and videos. You create partnerships. You sell advertising. You market the city guide, and you link it out to your lead capture tools. If you don't do these 6 things, or you know that it's just not your style, you're just kind of a lazy agent, or you just don't like techie stuff, or you're too busy actually listening and selling properties, you don't want a city guide because it takes work. City guides are the hardest working tool out there to pay you the most. It just takes time. Or it's going to take an intern, which is what I did. I went and got a free intern from the university. I posted an ad on Craigslist, and they came and worked for me for free. That was cool. Okay, so first thing, customize and optimize content. What you have to do on a city guide is you've got to make some unique content on top of every single page. See, the city guide that we deliver automatically pulls in every restaurant, every bar, every casino, every club, every late night bites, music, singles events, travel, employment, jobs, barbecue restaurants, sushi. We automatically pull in all those basic listings for you. As you can see, the AFK Tavern and the Quilceda Creek Casino and Sean O'Donnell's, that place. We pull that in there for you. But you got to write content on top of it. When you write content on top of it, it allows the search engines to find your site, so you can start showing up for things like Everett nightlife, Everett bars, Everett casinos, Everett clubs. But if you don't put content and you don't put images, you're not going to do well in the search engines, which means it's going to take a little bit of work. So what I did, I'm not a very good writer. In fact, I can't even spell, barely speak, by the way. I just decided to write one a day. And I did that for 180 days back in 2005. And when I was done with that, I really haven't done anything more. So I added 180 pages to Live Bellingham, and I was done. It took me 15 to 20 minutes a day, and I just chipped away at it. Now it's good for 10,000 visitors a month, 120,000 visitors a year, boom, etc. Now we add photographs, videos, that sort of content. So we got to add images because images show up in the search engines really well. And then what you got to do is you got to create partnerships. So the partnerships you're going to do is you're going to go out there, you're going to find things like mortgage companies that want to sponsor you. You're going to find title companies, inspectors, that sort of stuff. People that are also going to promote the city guide. And you can make them pay for it. Many of our customers that have city guides are getting between $2,000 and $10,000 a month from vendor advertising, which I'll talk about vendor advertising in a minute. The mortgage companies, those ones are the best and easiest to go to. The next thing you got to do is you got to market your city guide. So I'm going to give you a couple of marketing tips. This is the farming newsletter that we send out. See, Live Bellingham magazine also matches our brand of our city guide, livebellingham.com. They're identical. People will match them. They'll understand them, etc. So we're branding the site. In addition to that, you can go out to restaurants or things in your town, and you can feature restaurants. Featuring restaurants would be like, some sushi restaurant or some place you really like to go. And I would buy stickers or banners or awards, and I would hang them up in that restaurant, give it to them, and say, hey, you've been selected as Live Bellingham's featured Chinese restaurant of the month. Congratulations. And you can put a sticker in the window, just like the what are all those social sites? Yelp. You guys know what I'm saying? So what you're going to do is you're going to go out there and you're just going to have these signs hanging up all over town, and they're basically, you're giving out awards to people. They're going to hang them up, and it's advertising for you. If you want to build really good rapport with those people, I do the Kenny Kloss method. Kenny Kloss created the CLME, the designation for farming. He goes out there and he interviews people and asks to feature them on his city guide as a video. So he goes out and he takes a video with his cell phone. That's it. And he has them talk about it. He had a guy the other day, I just talked to him last week in Austin, and he had a guy the other day that said, owns a dry cleaning place that always refers him business. He went in there and said, hey, I want to feature you on my website. And the guy was all stressed out the day before, and he wore a suit the next day, and in behind the dry cleaning counter, he had a dress there and a suit and a wedding gown and all the different things that he does propped up behind him. And his wife said he was nervous, and he stayed up all night practicing, and he goes and he records them and he features them on there. Then he puts that link on his city guide, and then that dry cleaner shares it on his Facebook page. He emails it out to his clients. He does all these things. And you're promoting that business person while that business person is also promoting you. That's creating the right types of partnerships. Now, what you got to do on these city guides is you got to link out to lead capture tools. Embed a search widget. Most of the good websites out there, eEdge and Boomtown and those ones have search widgets for searching for real estate. You can actually put listings on the city guides if you get the Diverse Solutions plugin from Zillow. Actually owns Diverse Solutions. You got to link out to your home valuation site, to your seller site. That's how you're going to get it to pay you the most amount of money. You're going to market yourself as the featured agent. Liv Everett has selected Ben Kinney as the premier real estate agent for Everett. Contact Ben today to blah, 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 blah. You promote yourself through the brand that's unrelated directly to you. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think about selling advertisement. So I go to Tim Heil. I say, hey, Tim Heil, I want you try this City Guide product. So Tim buys a City Guide. And I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make it free. So he goes out there, and in 2 days, he goes and finds 4 restaurants that are interested in paying him $500 a month to be on the site. 4. Now Tim has all the way up to over $10,000 a month he gives in vendor advertising to help pay for that stuff. That's impressive. You guys know what I'm saying? Okay, making them pay, city guides. Just want to talk about vendor advertising. The vendor advertising, you got to go through little things. You got to understand Respa in your area. Respa is a consumer protection statute, first passed in 1974. The purpose of Respa is to help consumers become better shoppers for settlement services and to eliminate kickbacks and referral fees that unnecessarily increase the cost of certain settlement services, which means you couldn't send everybody to the same title company and then that title company gave you money back. It has to be unrelated to the transaction. Same with the mortgage business. It doesn't work that way. But what you can do is you can sell advertising on a website, especially when that website is not your brand and you're actually advertising your own business on there as well. I would check your local Respa laws or get an opinion outside of mine, but a lot of people have done correctly. What you can do is you can generate a lot of money. Now, what Respa says, it says if the service occurs after the settlement, it is generally not considered a settlement service. Settlement services include the following: any services that a settlement service provider requires a buyer to pay for before or at closing. That's the key here, guys. Real estate broker, agent services, real estate related issuance of title policy, mortgage, processing documents, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but all the people that would like to take advantage of home buyers, take advantage in a nice way, after they move in. They say, NAR says that on average, a buyer will spend $8,000 their first year living in the home after they've closed on it. So there's lots of businesses out there that would like a little piece of that service. Everything from the remodeler to the painter to the roofer, the landscaper, you guys get what I'm saying, the furniture place, the local restaurants, etc. They all want access to the new people that are moving in town, all the way down to the utility companies. So what you got to do is you got to come up with a vendor advertising program. The vendor advertising program, what we did is we came up with different levels of service. So Crystal would be, hey, it's $25 a month, but you got to pay for 6 months in advance because I don't want to take $25 checks. Bronze is $100 a month, silver is $250, gold is $500, platinum is $1,000, and diamond is $3,000 a month. And this is the list of the different services that those people would get in exchange for that monthly fee. Making sure that we're Respa compliant, making sure that we're providing a huge amount of value. What I don't want to do is I don't want to collect a check from a local business just because they'll give me money. What I want to do is say, hey, how could I positively affect this guy's life? How could I affect their business grow and thrive in this economy? And make sure that the things I'm providing them actually work. And I'll make sure that when somebody does business with us after they move in and they ask me for a housekeeper or a chiropractor or any of those things, that they're using the people that are part of our vendor advertising program. And I'll make sure everybody in my team does the same thing. What you're going to do in the vendor advertising program is they're going to pay to be part of the city guides. They're going to pay for print advertising and coupons. So you can give out coupons when somebody closes on a home. You can put them in your little bucket. They can pay for on-site advertising. You can put a sign in your listing yards or in your office. Or they can do for in-office advertising, have a preferred vendor wall. They can pay online for you to tweet about them, to share on Facebook, on your fan pages, or on your seller sites, etc. You can actually add a vendor advertising page on your seller sites. They're going to pay to have emails sent out to your database or access to your database, and they're going to pay to be at live events. So your live events that you do, your client parties every year, shouldn't cost you any money. Your live, your parties, your gifts that you give out, your your farming campaign, your Live whatever magazine you send out every month shouldn't cost you any money. Your city guide shouldn't cost you any money. Your valuation site shouldn't cost you any money. You know what I mean? This should pay for all of your lead gen if you get a good vendor advertising program put into place. Now, all these tools work together. Remember, on the city guide, you link to your valuation site and your seller site and your buyer site. Once you get business, they all go into Brivity. All of these things are meant to work together. That's why we call it really the simple seller solution. How do you get all these things working together so that your business can thrive and you can be systemized? Remember, John Maxwell says, systems make the ordinary extraordinary. Now, Brivity Valuations is just starting, and what you can do under Brivity Valuations is you can get one domain name set up for yourself. But what we're going to do is anybody that signs up for Brivity Valuations this week is going to get 2 websites for free. Well, the second one's going to be free for life. No additional charge to have that. Pretty cool. So you can have one for the neighborhood and one for the city. Make sure you mention that when you talk to them so you guys get that bonus added free. Now, this has been a call about dive into listing leads. I know that it was a demo call, but I warned you before you got on here. I told you it was going to be a demo call, right? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Was it still worth your while? Hello? Yeah? Was it good? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, of course, if you sign up for Brivity or any of those things, you get our listing presentation, all that kind of stuff. Go to brivity.com/pros if you want a demo. And relaunch for valuation sites, seller sites, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you get it. Next Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after this, the Friday after the 4th of July, we're going to be doing You Talk Too Much. This is not a demo call. This is not a sales call. This is straight up giving you the crack that you're going to survive on. This is your business and the words that you and your team need to be on. I'm going to tell you to have every member of your team on there. I'm going to tell you to invite people from your office. This call is going to rock. You're going to use this call over and over again. The call today, of course, I'm going to email you out the recording so you have access to all this information. What questions you guys have, type into the chat box, and we will get all those questions answered for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's call. I wanted to slow it down. I wanted to do a demo because so many people, you guys are asking. If you want private demos, just type into the chat box what product you want a demo on. I want Brivity, I want City Guide, I want Seller Site, I want Valuation Site, I want all of them, whatever. And somebody will schedule a private demo with you. Just put your email address into the chat box. If you guys just want to come back in a week and a half and listen to You Talk Too Much, you should, because the call is going to frickin' rock. I might even write a poem for next one if you're on there. Hey, one last thing before you guys go. The Inman article. We're going to do another contest. You go to the Inman article, you share it on Facebook, you share it on Twitter, you share it on Google+, on LinkedIn. You write a comment on the bottom. You're going to get entered into a drawing. We're going to give away a free coaching call, and we're going to give one lucky winner a a day with me in Bellingham. I'll cover hotel, food, the whole day. We'll have a rocking day, just like my friends came up here the other day. We had a full office. It'll be awesome. It'll just rock your world. All you got to do is find a way to get here, and I'll cover the whole cost of all that. And we're going to pick it out of one person that commented and shared on that Inman article about Blosser, the Zillow killer. And then next Friday on the call, we're going to announce the winner, but you got to be on the call to win. Sorry about that. Guys, thanks. We'll send you out the link to the Inman article right now. I'll be on this call for the next 15 minutes typing answers to you guys if you guys have questions. And there's lots of specials if you guys want any discounts on these products. We'll hook you up. See you later.